Hey guys, DRutter here. It's April 30th, 2021, and I've lost track, but approximately day 400 and something of my lockdown diary. I guess I'm not really keeping track anymore. It sort of has morphed into not really a lockdown anymore. Well, they're still calling it that officially, but it's kind of just changed into how things are, or the new normal, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really like to call it that, but it's they seem to have gotten away with changing things, and they're sort of rebuilding the ship one plank at a time, and now here we are with a country that we don't even really recognize pretty much, after just like incremental changes in laws, and especially in the past year and a half with this so-called pandemic. I warned at the beginning of this, when I started the lockdown diary, I said, as this happens, as we get locked down, we have to keep in mind this has to be very, very temporary. Just until we see how deadly this thing is or whatever. We had no idea back in the early days, in early March 2020, how things would go, obviously. And, but I warned that we have to be on guard for these things becoming permanent, and it seems to be becoming permanent. And on the note of I was right, I don't want to make it another I told you so video, because I've done a lot of those, and the reason I do those videos is not to brag or to boast, it's to try and draw attention to the fact that I have been right, and other people have been right about these things, and those are a lot of people out there that are just still not listening. And they don't even care that you have a perfect track record of talking about all this stuff. For 15 years, I've been doing YouTube, and for 15 years, I have been right. Everything that I have said has been vindicated as true, even though I went out on a limb greatly, many, many times, and with wild predictions that even people on my channel a lot of people thought were maybe extreme or out there, but all those predictions have come true and more. I don't want to make a list here, but essentially every single thing that I've talked about and that I, focused on and got interested in and really tried to, bring across to my viewers and my readers has been correct. The only thing, and that's the title of this video, obviously, is silver. Silver is the only thing I was wrong about. Here it is still languishing at about $26 or $27 US right now, on spot price anyway. You can't get it for that price, obviously, but this is the only thing that I said it would. I said it would take a lot less time for silver to do its thing. I didn't put a year on it or anything, but I did not think it would take until the 2020s. I've been talking about silver since 2008, right? So, and I never said it's right around the corner or anything like that. But I have talked about silver, and that has been one of my main things since the very beginning. And I still believe in physical silver bullion stacking as savings, as private means of storing value. And I probably always will believe in that. And I promoted that to my family, not that they listened, to my friends, to my children even, and to my subscribers and followers, obviously, for the past 15 years. And that, yes, that is one thing I was wrong about. It has been, I did start talking about it when silver was $11, $12. So, it's well over twice that now, and like I said, premiums are a lot higher than they used to be, so physical silver is maybe 2-3 times higher than it was when I started talking about it. But it hasn't really done something, because I talked about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has gone, it's 1,000 times higher than when I started talking about it. Maybe I haven't done the math, but it's probably a lot more than that, because I was talking about it when it was down in the single digits. And we're talking cents. When it flash crashed down to like 4 cents or something, I was talking about it then in 2011, and also again in 2013, a lot, long before anyone knew about Bitcoin. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not making a list, but there has been dozens of major things that, I said Fukushima was more of a story than, I said, I think there's been a reactor meltdown in there. I don't think that it's nothing like they're saying. And I drew attention to that, and that was right. But that's just a very minor issue. I could name dozens of issues that I've been right about on this channel, and even gold. Gold is, 2.5 times higher than when I started advocating for it, which was before $1,000 Canadian, and now it's 2,500 or something Canadian. So, you know, I was right about very many things, but silver is that one thing that I can't say I was wrong about it really, but I wasn't really right about it either. I thought silver would have done a little bit more of something than this by now. And so that brings another point up, which is, you may have heard the meme going around, the everything but silver bubble people are talking about, because art prices are going up, you know, fancy antique vehicle prices are going up. Magic cards and hockey cards and baseball cards and Pokemon cards are going up, tripling, quadrupling in price every month and stuff like that right now, some cards. So, you know, in-demand, valuable collectibles are just going through the roof. And anything that you can get your hands on that is not manipulated is going up. Cryptocurrencies are going up. We could name almost anything. Stocks are going up. Everything is hyperinflating. Everything is seeing all this money, well, currency printing, currency creation, I guess we could call it, from the Fed and from other central banks. We're all seeing this, and this, you know, free money for the citizens and things. We're seeing the repercussions of the beginnings of the repercussions of these policies, of these actions that have been taken. So we have an everything but silver bubble, essentially, and gold, kind of in gold too. Gold is not allowed to really bubble. It's kind of creeping up, but it's not shooting up like cryptos, like, you know, collectibles, and like property. I should have mentioned before, property. Wow, you know, double the price, I think, now in BC. A lot of houses, especially in small towns. Like, I moved to a small town a couple of years ago to get out of Vancouver because I sensed this was coming, and it did come. And now, you know, the property that I'm on is you know, skyrocketing right now. I'm renting it, but, you know, so there has been massive inflation in a lot of markets, almost every market, except for silver. And it's funny because silver is the only thing I was wrong about. So was I wrong about silver? Or is silver the canary in the coal mine? Even more so than gold. Because when they lose control of that market, it's over. And we know that the silver and gold markets are manipulated. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not even a conspiracy fact. It's old news. The mainstream media has covered this now. And yes, it was a conspiracy that they were manipulating the price of precious metals, which, as I've said before, is essentially manipulating the price of currency, manipulating the price of a dollar. Because a dollar is the flip side of gold. They're not directly convertible anymore, but you still can go back and forth between them. And when gold goes up, the dollar goes down. When the dollar goes down, gold goes up, and vice versa. So they've manipulated the value of every unit of fiat currency on this planet, as well as, you know, issued so much of this fiat currency. So they control the value of this fiat currency. They control how much of it is. It's the opposite of a real cryptocurrency. It's true fiat currency hell that we're in now, and they're about to take it even worse as time goes by. I don't know exactly what's coming in the banking system, of course, but just the trend that we've been on and the numbers that we're dealing with and the interest and the debt that we're dealing with on this planet now, something has to change. And we knew that something was cracking in the system with the repo market falling apart in 2019, and I reported on that several times and said, this is not a situation that can go away. This means that something big is coming to change the world and rock us to our foundations and change everything. A reset is coming, I said, in 2019. And I didn't know it would be a virus, but I knew that a reset was coming, because a financial reset, and I was called crazy, of course. But I saw that coming. And I've seen essentially everything, and I've warned about everything, and I've been censored about all of this as well, and I've been completely neutered as an influencer on the internet, if that's what they're calling people nowadays. I don't have any influence. I don't have any reach. I've lost all my subscribers. I've lost all my support. I've never received any financial support except for, 2 or 3 times a couple of people pitched in for this channel. But this channel has existed and has been correct on its own. I have carried this thing myself for 15 years and been right and been called crazy and been outcast by my family and my friends this entire time. I've lost everything. for this, and I have been right about everything except silver. But was I wrong about silver? I don't think I was. I don't think silver's allowed to shine, and I think there will be a revaluation. It's not just going to, quote, go up. It's not just going to double. There will be a revaluation, and people will think of it differently, and silver will be money again in people's minds. As fiat currency suddenly loses its appeal to people, the magic all of a sudden is gone one day, and there will be a mad, mad rush to real money. And I don't think I was wrong about silver. The lockdowns here in Canada are just getting worse and worse and worse. Ontario and Quebec is terrible. Full martial law. Yes, military involved. And they're saying that everyone's going to have the vaccine by, in a couple of weeks, basically mid-May, they're saying everyone will have it that wants it. And at that point, they can start enforcement and heavy, heavy pressure and coercion against anyone who has not. And if you have not heard, people who are... Actually, I'm not going to say that because I want this video to go up on YouTube, so I will not say what I'm going to say. You have to follow me on alternative platforms because I'm not allowed to say the truth about what's going on right now. And so I'll put some links down below to follow me on my other platforms, my video platforms and blogging, writing platforms, photography, all kinds of stuff that I upload. You can follow me there. Please do, because I will not be here long. I have just been through my second ban this year. I was banned earlier this year from medical disinfo. I was banned last week from medical disinfo. And no, I can't tell you what I said to get banned. You have to find it elsewhere. Please do. Thanks, and talk to you soon.